Lily Harper ran through the dusty streets of the colony, her boots kicking up small clouds of red sand. The wind carried the faint smell of metal and ozone, and she pulled her jacket tighter around her thin frame. The colony on the planet Arita 7 was not kind to humans, and every day was a struggle to survive. Still, she loved it. There was something about the wide, open sky and the strange alien structures dotting the horizon that made her feel alive. She had been sent out by her mother to gather parts from the old supply crates scattered near the colony's edge. Lily loved scavenging. Every piece she found felt like a small treasure, a part of a puzzle she might one day solve. But today, the wind was stronger, and the usual quiet hum of the colony seemed heavier, almost threatening. As she rounded a corner near a collapsed building, she froze. There, in the shadow of the ruins, moved something that didn't belong. Its skin shimmered in shades of blue and green, and its many limbs clicked together as it crept closer. Lily's heart pounded. She had seen pictures of this creature in the colony records, an alien scavenger that could tear a human apart in seconds. She stepped back, but her foot caught on a broken piece of metal. She fell to the ground with a loud clatter. The creature froze, turning its glowing eyes toward her. Panic surged through her. She scrambled to her feet and ran, her breath coming fast. "Hey, stop!" a deep voice shouted. Lily barely registered it. She focused only on running. Then a figure appeared ahead, tall and strong, moving with confidence. The man wore a worn leather jacket, and his eyes were sharp and alert. "Over here! This way!" he called, waving. Lily didn't hesitate. She ran toward him, dodging debris and small pits in the ground. The alien screeched and lunged after her. She could feel its claws brushing against her jacket. Fear nearly froze her, but the man stepped in front of her. With quick, precise movements, he threw a device at the ground. A burst of light flashed, and the alien shrieked, retreating a few steps. Lily blinked, trying to catch her breath. "Are you okay?" the man asked, his voice calm but urgent. I think so," Lily stammered, looking up at him. "Thank you. I didn't know what to do." "Name's Ethan Caldwell," he said, offering a hand. "You're lucky I was nearby. These creatures don't usually let anyone get away." "I'm Lily Harper," she replied, shaking his hand. I was just collecting supplies." Ethan nodded. "This area isn't safe. You shouldn't be out here alone." Lily swallowed, feeling a mix of embarrassment and relief. "I can handle myself," she said softly, though her voice lacked conviction. Ethan smiled faintly. "Maybe, but even the best can get caught off guard. Come with me. There's a safe spot nearby where we can catch our breath." Lily hesitated, but then followed. As they walked, she noticed the way he moved. Careful, alert, but confident. It was the kind of movement that spoke of experience, someone who had faced danger more times than he could count. "So, you're new to this colony?" Ethan asked. "No, I've lived here all my life," Lily said. "I know my way around. Mostly." Ethan glanced at her. "You're brave for someone your age. Not many kids would go out alone like that." Lily shrugged. "I don't feel like a kid. I have to help my mom. She's busy with the colony's supply department. Someone has to make sure we have enough food and tools." "I get that," Ethan said. "Responsibility can make you grow up fast." They reached a small cave-like area formed by the collapsed walls. Ethan motioned for her to sit while he checked the perimeter. Once he was sure it was safe, he turned back to her. "Your mom must be proud," he said. "She's proud, but she worries," Lily admitted. "She says I take too many risks. But if I don't, no one will get these parts. People need them." Ethan nodded slowly. "You remind me of someone I knew long ago. Determined, stubborn, and smart. That kind of person survives out here." They sat in silence for a few minutes. Lily looked at Ethan, noticing the small scars on his hands and the tired lines on his face. There was something about him that seemed secret, but she didn't press. After a while, Ethan spoke. I wasn't always part of the colony. I came here for work, but my past, it's complicated. Let's just say I've learned a lot about survival. Lily's curiosity sparked. Complicated how? She asked, trying not to sound too eager. Ethan's eyes flicked to the horizon. Some things are better left unsaid for now, he replied. Lily nodded, sensing she wouldn't get more answers today. Instead, she decided to change the subject. Do you want to see the parts I found? Some of them might be useful for repairs. Ethan smiled. Sure, show me. She carefully laid out the pieces she had collected, broken circuits, a small power cell, and a few tools. Ethan examined them with interest, his hands moving over the parts as if he were evaluating their potential. These could work, he said finally. With some modifications, you could get a generator running again. Lily's eyes lit up. I was thinking the same thing. If we can fix the generator, the colony will have more energy for the night cycles. That would help everyone. Ethan nodded. You've got a good mind for this. Most people your age would just take the parts and leave them. You think ahead. Lily felt a surge of pride. I like to fix things. I want to help people. Ethan leaned back, studying her. You have the heart for it, too. That's rarer than you think. They spent the rest of the afternoon working together, testing circuits and imagining ways to make the generator more efficient. Lily noticed how Ethan explained each step carefully, making sure she understood. She felt safe around him, though a small part of her wondered why someone so skilled would be out here alone. As the sun began to set, the sky turned a deep purple, and the alien structures glowed faintly in the distance. Ethan packed up the tools. You should head back before it gets dark. This area isn't safe after nightfall. Lily hesitated. Will you come with me? Ethan smiled. I'll walk you part of the way. That's enough for now. They moved cautiously through the streets. Shadows stretched long across the colony, and every sound seemed louder in the quiet. Lily clutched the small bag of parts, feeling the weight of responsibility. So, Ethan said, breaking the silence, you like to explore? I love it, Lily admitted, even when it's dangerous. There's so much out there that no one really knows about. I want to understand it all. Ethan nodded slowly. Curiosity is good, but you need caution too. Knowledge can save you, or get you killed. Lily laughed nervously. I know. I try to be careful. They reached the edge of the colony where her small home stood, tucked near the rocky hills. Lily turned to Ethan. Thank you for saving me today. I don't know what would have happened if you weren't there. Ethan shook his head. Don't thank me yet. Out here, we all have to watch each other. Maybe next time you'll help someone else. That's how we survive. Lily smiled, feeling a strange warmth in her chest. She had found someone she could trust, at least for now. Someone who understood danger and still had patience for her. Will I see you again? She asked. Ethan hesitated, then nodded. Maybe, if the colony needs me, or if I need to check on my favorite young scavenger. Lily giggled. I like that. Favorite young scavenger. They said goodbye, and Lily ran the last stretch to her home. Inside, her mother looked up from sorting food supplies. You're late, her mother said, frowning. I know, Lily replied, breathless. I found some parts, though, and I met someone who helped me. Her mother raised an eyebrow. Someone? A man? Yes, Lily said. He's different. He knows a lot about technology and surviving out there. I think he could really help us. Her mother sighed, worry in her eyes. Be careful, Lily. Not everyone out there has good intentions. Lily nodded. I will. I promise. That night, As she lay in bed staring at the ceiling, Lily thought about Ethan. There was something mysterious about him, something she didn't yet understand. But she trusted him, and for the first time she felt like maybe, just maybe, there was someone in this harsh, unforgiving colony who truly had her back. Little did she know, Ethan carried a secret so big it could destroy them both if it were ever revealed. But for now, under the twin moons of Arida 7, Lily drifted to sleep with a small, hopeful smile, unaware that her life was about to change forever. The next morning, the sun rose slowly over the red dust of Arida 7. Lily woke with a sense of excitement she couldn't explain. She dressed quickly, grabbed her bag, and ran outside. Today, she was going to see Ethan again. She found him near the old generator building at the edge of the colony, inspecting a damaged panel with careful precision. His hands moved quickly but deliberately, checking wires and sensors. "Good morning," Lily called softly, not wanting to startle him. Ethan looked up and smiled faintly. "Morning, Lily. You're early." "I couldn't wait," she said, grinning. "I want to help with the generator." He raised an eyebrow. "You're serious about this?" "Of course," Lily replied. "I want to learn everything." Ethan studied her for a moment, then nodded. "All right, but we have to be careful. The generator's fragile, and one wrong move could cause a big problem." Lily felt a thrill of excitement. She loved learning about machines, especially ones that could help the colony. She followed Ethan as he led her to the generator, pointing out parts she should examine. "See this panel?" Ethan said. "It controls the energy flow to the settlement. If this fails, we lose power for half the colony." Lily nodded, listening carefully. "So, we need to make sure it's stable?" "Exactly," Ethan said. "And we'll need to replace a few wires here. They're worn and could spark if we're not careful." Together, they worked on the generator for hours. Lily watched Ethan's movements closely, imitating him as he showed her how to strip wires safely and connect circuits. She asked questions constantly, and Ethan answered patiently, sometimes smiling at her determination. "You really like learning, don't you?" he asked, handing her a small tool. "I do," Lily said, her hands steady as she worked. "I want to be useful. I want to help people survive here." Ethan nodded. "That's a good reason. But remember, sometimes helping people also means knowing when to take a step back. You can't save everyone." Lily frowned slightly. "I know, but I want to try." Ethan looked at her thoughtfully. "You're brave, Lily. More than most. But bravery without caution can be dangerous." They paused for a moment as the wind blew dust through the broken walls of the building. Lily brushed some sand from her sleeve and looked at him. "Ethan, why are you helping me?" "You didn't have to," she asked softly. He hesitated, then looked away, his expression serious. "Because someone needs to teach the next generation, and you're ready to learn. You have a mind for this, and I want to make sure you use it well." Lily felt a warmth spread through her chest. She trusted him completely, even if she didn't know much about his past. They continued working, testing wires and replacing broken parts. As the day passed, more colonists walked by, giving curious looks but not interrupting. Ethan seemed respected by everyone who knew him, but he spoke little of himself. During a break, Lily sat on a crate and opened her bag. She pulled out a small notebook she kept for sketches and notes about technology. She showed Ethan a drawing of a device she wanted to build. "This is a small energy converter," she explained. "If we can make it, we could store more energy for the colony. That way, even if the generator fails, we won't be completely powerless." Ethan examined the sketch carefully, his brow furrowed. "Not bad," he said finally. "It's ambitious, but doable. You've got the right idea. If we work together, we might actually make it." Lily's eyes lit up. "Really?" "Yes," Ethan said, smiling faintly. "But it'll take time. And we need materials we don't have yet. Lily nodded, undeterred. We'll find them. I can help. Ethan studied her for a moment, then said, You've got more determination than most adults I know. That's rare. As the sun climbed higher, the wind shifted, carrying strange sounds from the nearby hills. Lily tensed. What's that? Ethan looked toward the hills, his expression hardening. Probably nothing, but we should be careful. There are creatures that come out during the day, too, not just at night. Lily nodded, gripping her tools tighter. She trusted Ethan's judgment completely. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from one of the nearby streets. Dust rose in a small cloud, and several colonists ran past them, shouting warnings. Ethan moved quickly. Stay close to me, he said, his voice low and urgent. Lily followed as he led her behind a stack of crates. A group of alien scavengers had entered the colony, small but fast, and they moved with purpose, grabbing supplies and attacking anyone in their path. Those creatures are getting bold, Ethan muttered. He pulled a small device from his belt and activated it. A sharp, high-pitched sound filled the air and the aliens screeched, covering their ears. They dropped the stolen supplies and ran. Lily stared at him, amazed. Where did you get that? She asked. Ethan shrugged. Old military tech. Not many people know how to use it. It helps keep the colony safe. You really know a lot, Lily said. More than anyone else here? Ethan smiled faintly, but there was a shadow in his eyes. Experience teaches you things, sometimes too many things. The threat passed, and the colonists emerged cautiously from their hiding places. Ethan helped them gather their belongings and return to safety. Lily watched him, realizing that he not only knew how to handle machines, but also people. He had a calm authority that others respected. As they returned to the generator building, Lily felt a mix of admiration and curiosity. There was something about Ethan she didn't understand. He was kind and patient, but also secretive. She wanted to know more about him, but she didn't want to push. Once they were back at the generator, they continued their work. Lily noticed that Ethan often paused, listening to faint sounds from the colony or scanning the horizon. He was always alert, always prepared for danger. You're always on guard, Lily said finally. Ethan glanced at her. You have to be out here. The colony isn't safe. You never know what could happen. Lily nodded. I guess I understand. But, do you ever rest? Ethan smiled faintly. Sometimes, but not for long. There's always work to be done. They worked late into the afternoon, testing circuits and running simulations. Lily learned quickly, guided by Ethan's patient instructions. She was proud of herself, and Ethan seemed genuinely impressed by her progress. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of red and orange, Ethan packed up their tools. You did well today, he said. You're learning fast. Lily smiled. Thanks to you. I couldn't have done it without your help. You're doing it on your own, too, Ethan said. I just show you the way. They walked back toward the colony together, passing the streets where the alien attack had occurred earlier. Lily noticed that the colonists were talking quietly about Ethan, some nodding in respect as they passed. You're important here, she said softly. People trust you. Ethan's expression grew serious. I do what I can, but trust is fragile, Lily. Even a small mistake can change everything. Lily thought about his words, feeling the weight of them. She understood that survival here was not just about courage or skill, but about careful decisions and trust. When they reached the edge of the colony, Lily turned to him. Will you teach me more? About technology and survival? Ethan studied her for a long moment, then nodded. I will, but you have to promise me something. What? Lily asked, curious. Promise me that you'll always be careful, he said. Curiosity is good, but don't let it put you in danger. I promise, Lily said without hesitation. I'll be careful. Ethan smiled faintly. Good. Then we'll work together, you and me, and maybe one day you'll be able to help the colony in ways I never could. Lily felt a surge of hope. For the first time, she felt that she had a real chance to make a difference, and she trusted Ethan completely. But as they parted ways, Ethan's eyes darkened for a brief moment. He knew that teaching Lily also meant protecting her from a secret he carried, a secret that, if revealed, could destroy everything they were building together. Lily didn't notice. She ran home, excited to tell her mother about her day, about the generator, and about Ethan. She didn't know that the real challenge was not learning to repair machines, but learning to survive the truth about the man she trusted. And as night fell over Arita 7, Ethan stood alone, watching the horizon. His hand brushed the small device hidden in his pocket, a reminder that danger was always close, and that one mistake could cost them both everything. The next morning, the air felt different. There was a strange chill under the sun, and Lily noticed it immediately as she stepped outside. She carried her bag full of tools and parts, ready to meet Ethan. She found him at the edge of the colony, near the generator building, just as usual. But today, he didn't greet her with his usual smile. He was bent over a small metallic device, moving his hands quickly and carefully, as if the work required all his attention. "Morning," Lily said softly, not wanting to startle him. Ethan looked up quickly, giving a faint smile. "Morning, Lily. Ready for another day?" "Always," she said, settling beside him. She noticed that the device he was working on was unlike anything she had seen before. It was small, black, and had blinking lights. "What is that?" she asked, curiosity shining in her eyes. Ethan paused and covered the device with his hand. "Nothing you need to worry about," he said lightly. Lily frowned but didn't press. She had learned that sometimes it was better to wait. "Okay. So, should we check the generator today?" Ethan nodded. "Yes, let's make sure everything is still running smoothly." They worked together on the generator, replacing wires and testing circuits. Lily noticed Ethan's careful attention to detail, the way his hands moved with precision, and the way he spoke in a calm, steady voice, explaining each step. She trusted him completely, more than anyone else in the colony. As the morning passed, Lily began to think about the device he had hidden. She wondered why he wouldn't let her see it. Something about it seemed important, almost dangerous. "Ethan," she said, hesitating, "can I ask you something?" He glanced at her. "Of course." "What's in your pocket?" she asked suddenly, nodding toward the small bulge under his jacket. Ethan froze for a moment, then smiled faintly. "Just some tools. Nothing important." Lily didn't look convinced. "It looks like more than tools," she said. "You're hiding something." Ethan sighed, running a hand over his face. "Some things, Lily, are not for everyone to know. Not yet." She bit her lip, curiosity burning. "But why? I trust you, Ethan. I always trust you." Ethan looked at her, his eyes softening. But there was a shadow behind them. "I know, Lily. And I trust you too. But this could get you hurt if anyone else knew. Some secrets are dangerous." Lily nodded slowly, though her mind raced. She had never known someone to hide something from her before, but she also knew that Ethan had saved her life more than once. She decided to let it go for now, even if it was hard. The day went on, and they continued working on the generator. Lily noticed more strange things about Ethan. Sometimes he would pause and stare into the distance, listening as if he could hear something she couldn't. Other times, he would check a small hidden device on his belt, pressing buttons quickly. "Are you okay?" she asked finally during a break. Ethan gave a small smile. "I'm fine, just old habits." "What kind of habits?" Lily asked. Habits from a life I lived before coming to this colony, he said softly. Things I don't talk about. Lily stayed quiet. She could feel there was more, but she didn't push. For now, she wanted to focus on learning from him. Later, while gathering parts from a nearby supply crate, Lily noticed a small panel on the ground. It was not like the usual supplies, metallic, polished, with strange symbols etched into it. Her curiosity got the better of her, and she picked it up. As she examined it, she realized it fit perfectly into a device she had seen Ethan working on the day before, the small black device he had hidden. Her heart raced. Could this be connected? Before she could think further, she heard footsteps behind her. Ethan appeared, his face serious. "Where did you find that?" he asked, his voice low. Lily held it out. I found it here. It looked like it belonged to something you were working on." Ethan's eyes darkened slightly. "Give it to me," he said. Lily hesitated. "Why? What is it?" "It's something that shouldn't be seen by anyone else," he said. He reached for it carefully and she handed it over. He examined the panel quickly, pressing buttons and checking the connections. Then he looked at her. "You weren't supposed to see this," he said softly. "I trusted you," Lily said, her voice trembling slightly. "Why are you hiding things from me?" Ethan sighed, rubbing his temples. "Because it's dangerous, Lily. This device, it's part of something bigger, something that could put the colony at risk if it falls into the wrong hands." Lily's eyes widened. "Dangerous? How dangerous?" "More than you can imagine," he said, his voice tense. "It's not just about machines or energy. It's about survival. For everyone here." Lily felt a mix of fear and excitement. She trusted Ethan completely, but now she realized there were secrets even she wasn't allowed to know. Her mind raced with questions, but she didn't press. For now, she knew that whatever he was hiding, it mattered. They continued working in silence for the rest of the day. Lily could feel the tension in the air. Ethan seemed distracted, constantly checking the sky and listening for sounds she couldn't hear. She wanted to ask more, but something in his eyes told her it wasn't the right time. As evening fell, the sky turned deep red, and the twin moons of Arida 7 began to rise. The colony was quiet, except for the occasional hum of machinery and the distant sounds of alien creatures. "Lily," Ethan said finally, breaking the silence, "you've learned a lot today. You're very capable. But I need you to promise me something." "What?" she asked. "Promise me that you won't try to find out about the device again. Not yet. You're curious, and that's good, but some knowledge is dangerous until the time is right." Lily hesitated, but then nodded. "I promise," she said softly. Ethan's expression softened. "Good. I need you safe, Lily. That's more important than any secret." They walked back toward the colony together, the dust swirling around their boots. Lily felt a strange mix of trust and unease. She wanted to know everything about Ethan, but she also wanted to believe that he was protecting her. When they reached the edge of the colony, Lily turned to him. "Will you teach me more tomorrow?" Ethan smiled faintly. "Yes. Tomorrow. We'll continue with the generator and other projects. But remember, curiosity is good, as long as it doesn't put you in danger." Lily smiled, feeling a sense of purpose. She trusted Ethan completely, even with the shadow of his secret looming between them. That night, as she lay in bed, she thought about the panel she had found. Her mind raced with possibilities. What could it do? Why was Ethan so careful with it? She felt both fear and excitement. Meanwhile, Ethan stood outside his small quarters looking at the sky. The stars were bright and endless, but his mind was heavy. The device was only one part of a larger plan, a plan that had risks no one could understand. And now, Lily was closer than ever to discovering it. He shook his head, trying to push the worry aside. She was safe for now, and he would do everything he could to keep her that way. But he knew it was only a matter of time before his secret might be revealed, and when that happened, it could destroy the trust they had built. The colony slept under the red dust and twin moons, unaware of the secret that lingered at its edge. Lily dreamed of machines and possibilities, of learning and helping, while Ethan dreamed of danger and the heavy burden of a secret that could change everything. And somewhere, in the quiet darkness, the device waited, silent but powerful, holding a truth that could alter the fate of the colony and the fragile trust between a human girl and the man she trusted more than anyone. The morning air was thin and dry as Lily Harper stepped out of her small home. The sun was bright, casting long shadows over the colony. Today felt different. There was a strange tension in the air, almost as if the planet itself was warning them. She hurried toward the generator building, eager to meet Ethan. She carried her bag of tools and notes, her mind full of questions about the strange device she had discovered yesterday. She trusted Ethan, but curiosity gnawed at her. Ethan was already there, kneeling by the generator, checking its panels and wiring. When he saw Lily, he gave a small nod. His eyes, however, were sharper than usual, scanning the horizon as if he expected trouble. "Morning, Lily," he said, straightening up. "Ready for another day?" "Yes," she said, smiling, though a small unease lingered in her chest. "I want to help with the generator and maybe work on other things too." Ethan studied her carefully. "You have a lot of energy. That's good, but be careful. Today, things might get complicated." Lily nodded, not knowing what he meant. They started working on the generator, testing circuits and replacing worn wires. Lily was careful, following Ethan's instructions exactly. She noticed how precise he was, how even the smallest mistake could ruin the system. As they worked, a low rumble came from the distant hills. At first it was faint, almost like an echo of the wind. Then it grew louder, and the dust in the streets of the colony began to stir. Lily froze, her hands gripping a wire tightly. "What is that?" she whispered. Ethan's eyes narrowed. "Trouble," he said. "Aliens. They're moving toward the colony, faster than usual." Lily's heart raced. "Aliens? Already?" "Yes," Ethan said, his voice calm but urgent. "They've been organized. This isn't random. They're coming for supplies. And for us." He grabbed a small device from his belt and activated it. A high-pitched pulse emitted a sharp sound that echoed across the area. Some aliens screeched and faltered, but the main group kept moving forward. Lily watched in amazement and fear. You can stop them?" "I can slow them down," Ethan said, "but they won't stop entirely. We have to be ready." He grabbed Lily's hand. "Stay close. Follow me." They ran toward a small barricade near the colony's central hub. Other colonists were moving quickly, carrying tools and supplies to protect themselves. Some shouted warnings, others ran for safety. Ethan positioned himself near the front. He handed Lily a small tool that could emit short energy pulses. "Use this if they get too close," he said. "It won't kill them, but it will slow them down." Lily nodded, her hands trembling. She trusted Ethan completely, but fear ran through her. She had never seen aliens up close like this. The first wave of creatures arrived. They were fast, with sharp claws and glowing eyes. Lily raised the device and pressed the button. A pulse shot out, and several creatures shrieked, stumbling backward. She felt a small rush of confidence. Ethan fought alongside her, using his skills to keep the aliens at bay. He moved with precision, striking at weak points, guiding Lily's movements without words. She began to feel a strange rhythm, working with him as if they were connected, their actions synchronized. But the aliens kept coming. There were more than they expected, and they were stronger. Some broke through the barricade, forcing colonists to retreat. "Lily! Back up!" Ethan shouted, pulling her out of the way of a lunging creature. Her heart pounded. She could see the determination in Ethan's eyes, the same determination that had saved her before. But now it was different. There was urgency, fear, and a weight of responsibility she hadn't seen before. They fought together for hours. Lily's hands were raw, her arms sore, but she didn't stop. She trusted Ethan, and she refused to let him face this alone. At one point, a creature got past the defenses and lunged at Ethan. Lily acted without thinking, pressing the device and sending a pulse directly at the alien. It shrieked and fell back. Ethan looked at her, his eyes wide with surprise. "You saved me," he said, breathing heavily. I didn't want you to get hurt," Lily said, her voice trembling. Ethan nodded, his expression softening briefly. "Good instincts. You're learning fast." The battle raged on, but slowly the tide began to turn. Ethan used a combination of skill and strategy, guiding the colonists to defend key points, while Lily followed his instructions perfectly. They moved like a team, each covering the other's weaknesses. Finally, the last of the alien attackers retreated into the hills, leaving the colony battered but standing. Dust and debris covered the streets, and several colonists were hurt, but none were dead. Lily collapsed onto a crate, breathing heavily. Ethan knelt beside her, his face streaked with dirt and sweat. "You did well," he said softly. "Better than I expected." I was scared," Lily admitted, "but I wanted to help. I didn't want you to get hurt." Ethan looked at her, something unspoken in his eyes. "I told you before some things are dangerous, but you faced it. You didn't run." Lily smiled faintly, though exhaustion weighed on her. "I trust you, Ethan. I always do." He nodded, but his expression darkened. The secret he carried pressed heavily on him now more than ever. The device she had found, the panel she had touched. It could change everything if anyone discovered it. And now, after seeing her courage in battle, he realized that keeping her in the dark was becoming impossible. After the battle, the colonists began to repair the damage. Ethan helped them, but his mind was elsewhere. He needed to think, to plan, to protect Lily from the truth he carried. "Lily," he said finally, pulling her aside, "we need to talk." Her heart skipped a beat. "About what?" Ethan hesitated, choosing his words carefully. "About the device you found, about why I hide certain things." Lily's stomach tightened. She had sensed this moment was coming, but now that it was here, she felt a mix of fear and curiosity. "I don't understand," she said softly. "Why can't you tell me?" "Because some knowledge is dangerous," Ethan said. "It can hurt people if it falls into the wrong hands. And right now, it could hurt you." Lily's eyes widened. "Me? But I trust you." "I know," Ethan said, his voice gentle. "And I trust you. But even with trust, some truths are too heavy. I need to protect you, even from me." Lily took a deep breath. I understand. But I want to help. I want to know." Ethan shook his head slowly. "Not yet. If you knew everything now, it could change how you see me. It could destroy the trust between us." Lily's heart ached. She didn't want to lose that trust, but she also didn't want to be kept in the dark. She looked at him, her eyes full of determination. "I trust you, Ethan. But I'm not afraid of the truth. I can handle it." Ethan looked at her, torn. He wanted to tell her, to share the burden, but he also knew the risk. For now, he had no choice but to keep the secret. "Then you'll have to wait," he said finally. "I promise, when the time is right, you'll know everything. But for now, we focus on keeping the colony safe." Lily nodded, though her mind was racing. She didn't fully understand, but she trusted him. And for now, that was enough. As night fell, the colony was quiet again. Fires burned in small areas and colonists worked to repair the damage. Lily sat near the generator, exhausted but proud. She had faced danger and survived. She had helped save the colony. Ethan watched her from a distance, his eyes thoughtful. The secret weighed heavily on him. He had faced danger countless times, but protecting Lily while keeping the truth hidden was harder than anything he had ever done. He knew that one day she would find out. And when that day came, everything they had built, the trust, the bond, the teamwork, could be destroyed. But for now, under the twin moons of Arita 7, they survived. The colony survived. And that, for Ethan, was all that mattered. Lily looked at the sky, the stars bright above the red dust of the planet. She felt a quiet sense of hope. She trusted Ethan completely, and she believed that together they could face anything, even secrets that could destroy them both. The sun rose over the colony, painting the red dust in shades of orange and gold. The air was still, almost too quiet. Lily Harper stepped outside, carrying her tools and notes, ready to continue her work with Ethan. She found him near the generator building, checking the panels and wires as usual. But there was a tension in his shoulders, a seriousness she hadn't seen before. "Morning, Lily," he said, not looking up. "We need to talk." Lily frowned. "About what?" she asked, sensing that this was not a simple conversation. Ethan took a deep breath and finally looked at her. His eyes were heavy, full of something she couldn't quite understand. "It's about the device, the secret I've been keeping." Lily's heart skipped a beat. She had been waiting for this moment, both nervous and curious. I think I'm ready," she said softly. Ethan studied her for a long moment. "You might regret knowing the truth," he said. "It's dangerous. It's bigger than anything we've faced before." "I understand," Lily said, "but I trust you. I can handle it." Ethan nodded slowly, then pulled the small black device from his pocket. He set it on a crate and opened a panel, revealing circuits, blinking lights, and a small screen displaying strange readings. "This device," he began, "is part of a larger plan, a plan designed to protect humans from the alien species on this planet, and from others that might come." Lily leaned forward, trying to understand. "Protect? How?" Ethan sighed. "It's a weapon, but not in the usual sense. It can disrupt alien communication, slow their attacks, and even prevent them from organizing in large groups. But it's dangerous. If it's misused, it could harm humans too." Lily's eyes widened. "So, all this time, you've been keeping it secret to protect us?" "Yes," Ethan said quietly. "I couldn't risk anyone discovering it, not even you. Until now." Lily felt a mix of relief and fear. She trusted him, but the weight of the secret made her heart pound. "Why didn't you tell me earlier?" "Because you didn't need to know yet," Ethan said. "I had to make sure you were ready, that you could handle the truth. And now, the aliens have grown stronger. They've been watching the colony, learning from our defenses. If we don't act, we could lose everything." Lily's hands trembled slightly. "What do we do?" Ethan looked at her with determination. "We use the device. We fight. Together." They moved quickly, gathering the necessary parts and preparing the device. Lily followed Ethan's instructions carefully, connecting wires, checking circuits, and monitoring the readings. Every movement had to be precise. One mistake could destroy the colony, or worse. As they worked, the ground trembled. Dust rose in the streets, and distant screeches echoed from the hills. The aliens were coming again, faster and more organized than before. "Ready?" Ethan asked, handing Lily a small control panel. I'm ready, she said, her voice steady despite the fear twisting in her stomach. Together, they activated the device. A low hum filled the air, and the blinking lights on the screen grew brighter. The aliens reached the edge of the colony, but suddenly many of them froze, their movements slow and confused. Lily watched in awe. "It's working," she whispered. "Yes," Ethan said, his eyes never leaving the approaching threat. "But it won't stop them completely. We still need to defend the colony." He led her to a barricade, handing her another energy tool. "Stay close. Cover me while I target the main group." The aliens advanced, but their coordination was broken. Lily fired the pulses carefully, stunning those who got too close. Ethan moved with precision, striking weak points and using the device to manipulate the aliens' movements. The colony fought alongside them, inspired by the humans' courage and determination. Lily felt a surge of pride. She was helping protect everyone, just as she had always wanted. Hours passed. The battle was intense, but slowly the tide began to turn. The aliens retreated, disoriented and confused by the device. The colony stood, battered but alive. Lily collapsed onto a crate, breathing heavily. Ethan knelt beside her, his face streaked with dirt and sweat. "You did well," he said softly. "You were brave." I couldn't have done it without you," Lily said, shaking slightly. "You guided me. You trusted me." Ethan nodded, but his eyes were troubled. "Trust is fragile, Lily. Today we survived because of it. But tomorrow, the secret of this device might still put us in danger. You need to understand that knowledge comes with responsibility." Lily looked at him, her heart full of determination. "I understand. And I'm ready. I want to help, no matter what." Ethan studied her, and for the first time, he allowed himself a small smile. "You've grown strong, Lily, not just in skill, but in courage. You're ready to face the truth, whatever it may bring." That night, the colony gathered to repair the damage. Fires burned in small areas, and colonists worked tirelessly. Lily sat near the generator, exhausted but proud. She had faced danger, learned more about technology, and seen the power of human courage. Ethan approached her, holding a small notebook. "I want you to keep track of everything we do," he said. "We need to be prepared for whatever comes next. Knowledge is power, but only if we use it wisely." Lily took the notebook eagerly. "I will, I promise." Ethan nodded, then glanced at the horizon. The twin moons of Arida 7 shone brightly, casting long shadows over the colony. "The aliens are clever," he said quietly. "But humans are stronger. Not because of weapons, but because of courage, intelligence, and trust. That's why we survive." Lily smiled faintly. "I believe that. I really do." Days passed. The colony repaired its defenses, and life slowly returned to normal. But the secret of the device remained. Lily had learned the truth, and with it, the weight of responsibility. She worked alongside Ethan, studying the device, preparing for the next attack. One evening, as they checked the generator together, Ethan spoke softly. "Lily, I need to tell you something else. The device is not just for this colony. If used correctly, it could protect other human settlements across the planet. But if it falls into the wrong hands, it could destroy us all." Lily's eyes widened. "Then we have to be careful. We can't let it fall into the wrong hands." "Yes," Ethan said, "and that's why I trust you. You're not just a girl who fixes machines. You're someone who understands the weight of responsibility, someone who can make the right choices when it matters most." Lily felt a mix of pride and fear. She had grown so much, learned so much, and now she carried a secret that could change the fate of humans everywhere. "We'll do it together," she said firmly. "You and me. We'll protect the colony and everyone in it." Ethan smiled, a small but genuine smile. "Together," he agreed. Weeks passed, and the colony grew stronger. The humans worked tirelessly, repairing structures, improving defenses, and learning to trust in each other. Lily continued to study under Ethan's guidance, mastering the device and helping prepare the colony for the future. The bond between them grew stronger, built on trust, respect, and shared experiences. Lily learned not just about machines, but about courage, responsibility, and the power of human ingenuity. One night, as they watched the twin moons rise over the red dust of Arita 7, Lily turned to Ethan. "Do you think we'll be ready if the aliens come back?" Ethan looked at her, his eyes thoughtful. "We'll never be completely safe," he said. "But humans survive not because of certainty, but because of courage, intelligence, and trust. And right now, we have all three." Lily smiled, feeling a quiet sense of hope. She had faced danger, learned the truth, and discovered the weight of responsibility. And she had someone she trusted completely by her side. Ethan watched her, feeling the burden of his secret lighten slightly. He had taught her, guided her, and protected her. And now she was ready to face the challenges ahead, ready to defend the colony, and ready to carry the legacy of human courage and ingenuity. The night air was calm, the stars bright above the red planet. Lily and Ethan stood together, silent but united. The secret had been revealed, the trust had been tested, and the bond between them had grown stronger. And as the colony slept under the twin moons, humans proved once again that even in a harsh, unforgiving world, courage, intelligence, and trust could overcome any challenge. Lily Harper had faced danger, learned the truth, and survived. And with Ethan Caldwell by her side, she knew that together they could face whatever came next. The device remained, a powerful tool, a dangerous secret, but with humans guiding it, it was also a symbol of hope. And on Arita 7, under the endless sky, the human spirit shone brighter than ever.